Okay. Perfect timing. Okay. Ugh, I cannot believe I'm up this late. And that's an hour and a half. Plus, I have to commentate. I will try to make this one video. But if I can't, I might have to do a part 1, part 2. Which I won't do. I won't put them up until they're both done, so that way they're ready back to back, so y'all don't have to like watch a video then wait hours for the other video. I just really wanted to get it up tonight because she posted this today. I don't know how many hours ago, but it was today, June 25th, 2022, discussing my emotions and thoughts toward my current situation. Some things are clearly wrong here. Leticia CLEARLY. Clearly, I'm in the wrong is her title. I'm going to try to get through as much as I can, but it's late. Had some unexpected plans, I guess. If y'all believe in it, if y'all, do, if you could just say a prayer for me and my family, I guess faith and discernment and I don't know. Okay, so I did the video of the warrant being served first because it was only right under 8 minutes. So I wanted to hurry up and record that and put that one up at least. So at least that one's up now. So if I don't get this one up until tomorrow, which tomorrow is Sunday, then at least I'm just a day late. Y'all, that is probably like my favorite video now. That was awesome. I'm so glad she recorded it. Shout out to the officers, especially the male. And I just can't imagine it took them about 8 minutes to get her butt out of the shower. Okay, let's go ahead and start this because, Okay, maybe I should unmute it. I'm tired. It's way past my bedtime.
I don't want to waste time trying to dress up and be something that I don't feel right now. It's June 25th, 2022. Been up for about 5 minutes or so. Came outside so I could video my stupidity for everyone to see. My whole life I tried to strive to do my best, going to Catholic schools till I was in the 8th grade. I pushed myself to be better than my circumstances, to be better than the life that I was allotted. And that shit doesn't happen a majority of the time. They say you have to place in a lot of effort to try to get out of that whatever bracket, the low income bracket that you were born into.
I'm sorry. Already. That doesn't determine who you are. It doesn't determine what you can do. I mean, a lot of us were born and raised in poor families. I mean, it's just how it is. And then, most of the families get better. And then as you grow up, you want to do better. Especially if you have kids. But That's so aggravating. It's like she has an excuse for everything. It's like, oh, like I was poor. We were like the poorest people, so that just means I'm going to be poor. Like, you can do whatever you need to do. Like, that makes no sense. You are perfectly capable of getting a job, getting your mental health, loving and taking care of your kids if you were healthy enough, but you have to actually want it and know that you need it. I'm like, freaking gosh, I swear. Her and Heather, like, side by side, man.
I went to therapy with my mother yesterday after my video. I texted Dr. Carroll and he called my mother, and apparently she was trying to get in to speak with him as well, probably so she could, counter some of the things that I've disclosed about our family. And out of nervousness, out of scaredness. Well, even yesterday when we were driving home, there is a corner of one of the roads covered. It was just saturated with potholes. And by morning, when we went out prior to noon, we noticed that the potholes had been filled. Well, my mother had mentioned, she said, oh, there's so many potholes on this corner when we were driving into it the day prior. And then yesterday they were filled. So I told my mother, I said, isn't it silly how coincidental that is? And I said there were things like that were happening to me too, that were too coincidental, that, it almost feels like they're listening, right? Like they're listening to certain people. So she kind of just shrugs that shit off. She's from an older generation. She was born in 63, so she doesn't really believe that the government would want to hurt us, in that way. She doesn't believe that they've been tracking and tracing each one of us since we were born.
Okay, sorry, no offense, but usually that age is where, usually it's the other way around, where that age are like, oh my gosh, this is the generation that we are leaving our legacy to. Most of them kind of like see what's going on because they've been here and they've seen the changes and they know something's wrong, and it's, I don't know, that's another video. I can go crazy with all that stuff.
Or even since we were conceived. So, I'm very disheartened. I don't want to finish out the rest of this pregnancy. It's my stupidity that I didn't get an abortion when it was legal. I definitely advocate for women wanting to do whatever they need to do, because if they're not prepared for it, then, and the man will never...
I'm sorry. That just, that irks my nerves. I know, thankfully, we all can have our own opinions and respectfully disagree. But I cannot deal with that. I don't understand how it is okay to have an abortion, but it's just like they just pick and choose, whatever works out for them. Like, how is it okay to get an abortion? Okay, for one, I don't think it is. And then, I mean, the baby's like, what, days old, whatever, it has a heartbeat. I'm sorry, but once it has a heartbeat, like, I don't know. I'm just like that. Even if I got pregnant and if I'm like a day, that's it. I'm pregnant, man. That's my baby. But for you to think that it's okay to have an abortion whenever the hell you want. You could be 8.5 months pregnant, and you'd be like, you know what? I changed my mind. I want an abortion. That is so sick to me. That is murder. And it infuriates me because it's like some people think it's okay to get an abortion. Okay. Like as if, I mean, to me, it's murder. You're killing your baby. But they're like, oh no, it's an abortion. But if you kill a pregnant woman, no matter how far along she is, it's double homicide. So how does that make sense? How are you going to say, oh, well, you can, have an abortion, but at this same, because it's, not really alive yet because it's not born. I don't know how they try to defend that. But if you kill a pregnant woman, it's double homicide all of a sudden. All of a sudden, that's a life. I don't get it. And then, for her to say, what did she say? Because she wasn't ready for it, or she wasn't, I don't know. But that's not an excuse either. Don't lay down. That is always a possibility. For one, you're irresponsible as hell. You knew you were sleeping around. You should have been on birth control. If you didn't want to get pregnant, you should have been on birth control, and you should have used a condom. Abortion is not birth control. It just aggravates me so much. There's always a chance. Every time you have intercourse, there's always a chance, a possibility that you could get pregnant. So you need to make sure you take all the precautions you can so you do not get pregnant. It's not the baby's fault that you did this.
The man will never step up to the plate. I know from so many, single mothers and their stories, I know. I was fucked. When he didn't message back within that week and I filed for rape, I knew he was...
Y'all see how she threw that in there? After he didn't reply for a week, and then I did the report. If it was really rape, why would you wait for him to respond? Why wouldn't you just go leave immediately and file it? Well, leave immediately, go get checked, and file it. But instead, she wanted to wait and see if he was going to reply, to see if he wanted to be in a relationship with her. And once he didn't, then she decided, okay, I'm putting a report out on you then. And also, you are fucking pathetic. I'm so tired of her talking about that. You don't need no damn man to fucking raise a baby. Like, grow up. Be independent. Like, for someone so smart, you're a dumb bitch.
Never gonna be around for the kid. So, and when he told me the last things he had said, we're never gonna see each other again. And then he said, don't contact me. Okay, fine, buddy. That's between you and your version of God, You say you're atheist and whatever, but you swore an oath to serve and protect underneath the Lord. Underneath, I haven't brushed my teeth properly. I didn't bother.
Okay, first of all, why is she jumping subject to subject? Why is she talking about her teeth? And why, again, is she not brushing her teeth? I feel like we just watched a video and she was like, I haven't brushed or flossed my teeth in a week. Oh my gosh, I could not imagine. Okay. Y'all know I'm going to say something about him being an atheist. Not trying to be rude. But maybe the baby is better off without him. I don't know. I don't know the guy. Some of y'all like know him or see his comments, and I don't know. I'm just saying it's a little sus, him meeting her online and pretty much paying to have sex with her. That's a little weird. I know everyone makes mistakes, everyone learns from them, but I just have a feeling he doesn't want anything to do with the baby, which is sad. But if you're not going to be a good dad, a good parent, the baby's better off without you anyway. Oh, and then another thing. It doesn't really matter if he puts his hand on a Bible and, swears under oath, because if he's an atheist, I mean, it depends what atheist you're talking about. But atheists don't believe in God, so, I mean, technically they could just lie. I mean, anyone could lie, but anyways.
Mother decided to make sure she stabbed me one fucking time after another yesterday after therapy.
Oh my gosh.
Everything she fucking says, everything she fucking does.
You had the crazy idea that you could have...
Dude, that was so loud. I cannot stand it whenever she does that. Whenever all of a sudden she starts screaming. Going, ooh, cake batter signature latte? Sign me up, Duncan. Let me get it. That sounds good. Cake batter latte? I need to try that. What was I just talking about? Oh. I can't stand it whenever she starts to get, really loud all of a sudden. And it's like, ooh, you scare me.
I'm the lowest on the totem pole, and I've always known that. So, we went in approximately 11:30. We didn't leave until 1 o'clock. My mother decided to spend that much time talking about herself. So, and Dr. Carroll knows. He was there to witness the abuse that she directs toward me, because I was the one that voted.
Look, I said this before, that they need to go to counseling together. So hopefully they will continue to go, and hopefully this counselor will kind of, help with this whole childhood trauma that has now turned into adult trauma.
Vocalized the family issues. And I was like, Mother, do you not realize they caught on to you years ago? That they had access to whatever fighting and perverse things that were going on in our home? They already knew we were tainted. They already knew we were disgusting. And she even admitted to Dr. Carroll that my father, when he admitted about fucking my sister, and he threw down the remote and it shattered everywhere, shattering all of us and all of the dreams that we had prior. And my mother even said all the kids that were left in the house were 15 and under. And we didn't know how to handle that information. I mean, I knew it was going on. I knew. So it was not anything new to me. And the fact that she even disclosed too, she said, well, a couple of my children wanted to murder him. And I told them, I said, I don't, and she, I told them, I said, that you don't need that blood on your hands. And I don't know what to do anymore. Dr. Carroll and I, immediately, I just wanted to hold him, and,
What? Immediately, I just wanted to hold my counselor for having to listen to my crazy mother. I just wanted to hold him. So crazy. Okay. At first, I was like, okay, maybe this guy's like her stepdad. Maybe he's like dead. Maybe they got a divorce. Maybe he's like gone. But then whenever she was like talking to her mom, like on a live stream through, like her mom was like commenting, telling her to come home. She was like, I want to, Mommy. I want to. Where is home? Where is home? And then she did that. It was so uncomfortable. I'm not making fun of her, but you could tell it was an act. And then all of a sudden she was like, no, don't touch me. Not there. No, don't. I'm like, oh my gosh, bro. Like, you stop. But it sounded like it was her dad, and that they were still together, and that they lived together. But I haven't heard her say anything else. I've heard her talk about her brother, but she hasn't really said anything about her dad. I mean, she said something yesterday about how, like, she wished her dad would, like, apologize, but I don't know. So I'm just wondering, like, so her mom and dad's still together? Her dad is living there? And she's staying with them? How the hell is her mom still with this guy, knowing that he did this to her kids?
And, he'd lost some weight, but he looked good and he seemed active. And, for being over 80, I can't believe he's just so comprehensive and able to keep track of things as well as he is, especially with the modernization of all these electronics and everything.
Gosh.
I feel like I am all alone in this world. My mother and I sat there for about an hour and a half, and a majority of it was her screaming at Dr. Carroll for not listening. And I was listening intently and just, admiringly toward Dr. Carroll, what he was saying. I love him very much, and I don't understand what's going on in my life.
Oh, I don't understand what's going on with my life. I mean, literally, you've just been homeless, and I don't know. I'm just. I mean, you kind of know everything that you were doing, and it was all wrong.
He tried to reassure me that everything was going to be okay. And I know either way, it will be okay. And he was very proud of me, and proud that I didn't kill the baby, And I say to myself, well, what's the point? I don't want to be a single mother. That's not fair to me. It's not fair to the baby. Most of all, the baby, I didn't want a baby.
Oh, bullshit. Selfish. All you think about is yourself. So do you think the baby would rather be raised by a independent single mom who loves him and takes care of him and do whatever she needs to do for him? Or do you think the baby would be like, no, I'm good, just kill me? I don't get it. That's so twisted. That's so selfish. Don't put it on the baby, man. I don't want to bring the baby into the world because I'm single. So I'm just gonna kill it. Nah, bro, it's too late. You're already pregnant. You're already about to pop. It is too late. If you did not want to have a baby, you should not have laid down. You should have at least had birth control, a condom, and then maybe even the plan B afterwards if you really freaking felt like it was necessary.
Wandering around being homeless, I wasn't that stupid. I wasn't that much of a whore. And as soon as I talk to my gynecologist, she'll be able to clarify that for the courts. And I'll get that paperwork. And I'll get all of the fucking documentation from the clinics and everybody. Because every single time I would go and get an STD check. And that's all monitored throughout last year.
That doesn't matter. It's irrelevant to this case, ma'am. It doesn't matter. It's what gets a, supposedly every time she has sex, she goes to get checked for, like, diseases. Okay. So how does this prove it was rape? It doesn't. You just had relationships with him that was consensual. So how is a gynecologist going to prove that it was rape? Especially whenever y'all were doing it the first time. It was a little rough, she said, but she enjoyed it. And then she said whenever it was not consensual, it was, like, really, like easy and slow and soft. So, I don't know. For her being, like, so high-end and smart, she's a dumb bitch.
And even the times where I stayed away and everything, there's proof that I didn't have sex with anybody else. Plenty. Even the people that I interacted with, went on dates with, that's what I said, if they got the Bumble information, if they cared enough. But this isn't a story that they care to
Why? Okay, stop. Oh my gosh. First of all, you just lied. I mean, you already told us that you slept with at least one other person 2 days, like, in between. She slept with 2 different people, at least 2 different people within 2 days. Probably more. But if you want to give them the Bumble information, get on that and give it to them. What are they supposed to look for in Bumble? Why do they need a subpoena Bumble to get information? I mean, if you have evidence, why don't you give it to them? But clearly, you was wanting something more. I'm not saying it's okay for rape to happen. I don't care if you're with that person. I don't care if you had relationships and then the next day it happened. It should not happen. It's not okay. I'm just saying. It doesn't add up.
pursue. You know, they don't care to acknowledge. So, and that's fine. I mean, the fact of it is that military men are shit. The government doesn't do their job properly. There's a bunch of crazies running around, and they don't reprimand them. You can file all you want, but it's up to the prosecutor, right? It's the prosecutor, and if they're psychotic, and if they have mental illness, and want to shove a pregnant woman in jail as opposed to the actual rapist, I'd say pray to the God that you swore your oath under, you know? I would say beg and plead for your soul, because what you have done to me throughout the years that I've lived out here in hot...
I don't understand. Does she, like, think she's, like, even with God? Like, does she think she's not just like all of us? Does she think she's above us? Does she think God's like, oh, you're good, Leticia. You just do whatever you want. You're fine. I cannot stand the way she says the Lord's name in vain. It drives me absolutely crazy. Especially for someone who she claims to be like a Christian. But the way she uses his name, the way that she talks about people, the way that she threatens her baby, but you're going to sit here and tell other people they need to pray for their soul? Girl, you need to pray for your soul. Do you not understand what you've been doing this whole time? You think God's okay with that? You think he's proud of that? You need to pray for your soul.
Hot Springs, just because I am a blood relation to a felon, just because I, have all these ties to people that are deceptive, and you made me look as though I was, but I'm not. So that's the funny thing. And everybody turned against me, though, growing up from the very beginning when I was honest and truthful and trying to tell on the family. Trying to say, oh, hey, authorities, hey, I see some things. I see things that are not appropriate. Did anybody listen? No. They thought I was just like all the rest of them. So that's what I'm going to be. Like the rest of my trash-ass family. So I'm stuck here, right?
Yeah.
So I can, understand where my place is on the ground. So they can stomp on me more. So that when they assault me every time I get arrested,
Every time.
that's good. I haven't brushed my teeth. My mouth smells like shit to me. Like that. It's not shit, it's
Brush
just kind
your
of just
teeth.
sort of like just a little pungent.
Bless me.
Lunsford Heating and Air is the most trusted heating, cooling, and indoor air quality company.
I really wish she would just brush her damn teeth.
Nothing too bad. It's gonna get bad though, because I refuse to take care of myself now. Who would? Who would want to take care of a fucking disgusting piece of shit body like mine? That's how it is.
Oh my
I
gosh.
thought that I was sharing my story so I could help others in my circumstances. Help people that have gotten to 300 pounds or more. Hey, here's a little bit, of information that might help you to lose some weight and be happier. To get about your life, to do better. And then I get raped. And then I get told that doesn't count. Oh, your words don't count again, Leticia.
Oh gosh.
Oh, okay. So I just sit quietly. Okay. I'm not going to argue. I have no value. My words have no value. So, Dr. Carroll would corroborate the majority of what I say. When I was discussing about my mother, I said a few things, and he said, "You're exactly right." Because I told her, I said a few things about not ever being able to actually disclose things. I told them 2 fucking years ago. I told them, hey, why don't you go seek some therapy? I've told them for many years, do this. Why don't you talk to someone? Because everybody knows what you're doing anyway. No, nobody knows. I gotta save my texts. I've gotta save all this information. They don't know I've been searching this stuff on my fucking computer. Yes, they know everything. They know everything. From what food you buy, from where you go, what doctors and all this, all that. People are crazy. My mother's crazy. She doesn't listen. Not at all. I told Dr. Carroll, she holds me to a higher standard than the rest of my siblings. Always Leticia. I was never even told after a certain point, do your chores, do our chores. I just automatically did it. I automatically was kind to my family because I thought they cared about me. They don't care about me. They take everything that I do, they tally it up, and it's a numerical value, a monetary value. So, my mother, even at the grocery store, it's going to be hard taking care of 3 people, feeding 3 people. And a majority of the things that I had purchased were through my WIC. I wasn't asking a whole lot of my mother. So whatever she was purchasing on top of that was toward my brother and stuff. And she doesn't see that though. I tried to explain to her one of those meals was $9. One of those bag meals that you just place in the skillet. $9 for that. Oh, that's better than going and buying a meal. Yet when the total came up, and I told her I saved you about $13 with whatever savings and coupons, it doesn't matter. And then she didn't think about all the produce that I had purchased. She's like, oh, we got plenty of vegetables and stuff. You don't need any more. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, because I don't mind cooking the vegetables for myself, and it was actually on my wick. So I told her, I said, well, with the amount that we spent, I could make that last myself many weeks. And she was like, oh, well, these one meals here and there. Last night, what did I do? I took kale and I cooked it with the beans that I got from Wick. And I took some mushrooms and I sliced them up. She had a pepper that was going bad, a tiny serrano pepper, and I sliced that up and put that in there as well. And she had some cloves of garlic, so I thought I'd help her use that up before she does it, because she just lets things go to waste all the time. Our house wasn't full of vegetables and fruits. It was full of toxic processed foods. Growing up. Even now.
She's talking about food way too long. I need her to change the subject, or I'm already going to have to get off.
Why do I care? I shouldn't have to care anymore. When your dignity is ripped away from you in this way, there's nothing I care about. Yet after my mother screamed at Dr. Carroll, you're not listening to my problems.
Vaping was just constantly veering me towards destruction.
It affected my schoolwork,
My will to be healthy.
my self-worth.
And he said to me, you know, your insurance only pays for 45 minutes. So my mother decided she, would offer her insurance as well.
Can you do
And
that?
they got off on a good foot because Dr. Carroll started listening to her. And she even made Dr. Carroll move from one chair to another because my mother has disorders that she's never been classified with. She was telling him how to do his job after he's been doing it for numerous years, helpful to many people, novels by others that have gone to him, and he was trying to show proof, like these are the people I've helped throughout the years. I've helped all kinds of people, and you're telling me I can't help you? Like my mother was just like, you can't help me. Like, no, because you're a crazy bitch. Like, you just want to fucking fight. That's all you want. It's too fucking warm already. I don't care if you see my saggy fucking tits. Who cares? They're fucking disgusting. They've already been seen by the world anyway. They've already been touched by numerous people anyway. Like the filthy fucking whore I've been. So, when I was about 16, I gave fellatio to a boy that went to school with my brother in elementary school in Our Lady of the Assumption. His name was Umar Anjum. He was Muslim. So, yeah, he coerced me. He was like, no, I like you, whatever, and swallowed his cum.
Ew!
So, I was 16 years
That
old.
is disgusting.
And
Really, bitch?
I always thought those dudes would end up coming back around in that way. Those dudes would end up understanding you persuaded me into doing these things. I wasn't flirting with you. You flirted with me. So, and it wasn't flirting. You took advantage of me. And not knowing that I had already sustained so much sexual abuse growing up that my mom openly admitted to Dr. Carroll yesterday. And yet I'm still the perpetrator in all of this. I'm still the one because I opened my mouth. So, when my mother got all the groceries, and I got my mail, and I tried to tell her, attorneys are trying to reach out for lawsuit stuff, because they sent me some mail. I said, this could be a lawsuit. I mean, if you really look at it, at the overall picture about the way that they've mistreated me in the judicial courts here, and this jurisdiction in particular, that's not okay. You know, the way that they persuaded me, the way that they coerced me into, you know, when they serve these warrants. And it makes no sense to someone like me, someone that's never gotten in trouble for random stuff, somebody that's being told they're doing wrong by opening up with their heart, by telling everybody all these things. Yet I'm apparently just a stool pigeon, and nobody likes that. I'm a tattletale. And you know what? Kill me. Please. Like, please, God, kill me. So I call out where I'm at. That's why I just don't give a fuck anymore. I don't give a fuck about the people that care about me. I don't give a fuck about the offspring I've created. Even Tootsie. You understand, I started these videos so I could reach out to share my story. She'll understand why I lost interest in her. She'll understand why I don't care anymore. She'll understand, but she needs to know where her mother is and what happened and everything, because nobody's going to tell her.
This is, like, really sad and pathetic. And it's really pissing me off. Like, I'm already getting aggravated and not even want to finish it. Like, stop talking about your babies like that. Like, love them enough to let them go and pray for them and go work on yourself. Fucking shit, dude.
Tell her the proper truth about me. So that's why I started creating these videos. So she would get a great idea of how much fun we would have had, how much love she would have received, how much I wouldn't have flipped out. I never do, really. I'm a very calm and patient person. It takes me a lot to sit there and snap, and generally it has something to do with me and my physical ailments at that time, to where it's like, okay, everything in conjunction is overwhelming. I can't, fuck you, I'm tripping. So, Dr. Carroll was so nice. I wanted to listen to him for a while because I hadn't seen him in a couple years, nearly. And I was being patient and listening to his stories. She was getting impatient, and I always know when my mother detaches. Dr. Carroll said, where are you, Gail? Where's Gail? You know, because she would detach and stare at other things. Oh, I can't see your face. The glare from around the window, I can't see your face. Everything, always a negative thing. And Dr. Carroll got to witness it. Yet she claims I'm the one that's negative all the time.
You are.
So I tried to be helpful. I tried to understand from her perception why she believes I'm negative. And it's because she's so negative that she's projecting that on me as if I'm the one doing it. She's done it my whole life. Oh, you know, I did this, gloating about this and that, boasting. You know, Angel says, you know, he gets people to come up to him all the time sharing everything. Angel this, Angel. And my family knew this. My family knew that there was a weird connection between the two of them, because my sister told my mother, since you're not going to back me, you're going to back Angel again, I'm out. You don't get to have access to my children. You don't get to have access to me. She's off doing her own thing. My mother said she got herself a house. She's paying for a house. Lovely. I hope she does well. I never really truly wish her wrong, you know, badly, aside from the whole sexual abuse she allowed her children to go through. Not okay. So, and we're still at odds for that. We haven't spoken since then. That was many years ago. And, I'd say about 7 years ago is when that happened. And then, my mother was saying, oh, everybody comes up to tell Angel, you know, this, everything about them and, you know, their personal issues. And I turned to Dr. Carroll, because at this point, I want to snap at my fucking mom. She took up the whole fucking session. I didn't get to ask Dr. Carroll a single thing. And, and then I I said to Dr. Carroll, I've been the one. My mother would come to me to disclose all of these personal things about her. In the family, I was her therapist, not Angel. He didn't do anything but make it worse because he was on drugs and off drugs and whatever. I'm not doing it. Yes, you are. You literally ate all the fucking shit that was mine in the house. I don't know if it was out of spite or what. But then when Mommy had to fucking rebuy it, the cheese, the vegan cheese that I wanted, just a few things. $3.69 for an 8-ounce package of cheese, vegan cheese. And then when we got home with the groceries, normally I don't even have to be asked to do anything. Normally I'm on top of it because that's the type of kind-hearted person I am. I put away the groceries, I help my mother sort them, I do everything. Clean the kitchen before she says anything. She treats me as if I don't do a goddamn thing, just like the rest of them, like the rest of her children. She doesn't hold me in her heart like that. She uses me as her slave. So when I got here, I took in some groceries, shut the car. I didn't want to talk to her anymore because while we were in the car transporting all this shit coming back home, and she said at the post office, I know the head of HUD and whatever. Do you think you would want to get a place here? Do you think you'd want to try to find a place of your own here? Or would you want like Benton or something? Or, would you like somewhere nearby? We've got to think about this stuff. And I'm thinking, oh my God, Dr. Carroll told you to stop stressing about the negative. I looked at her, blank-faced. You do that all the time. You just stare out. Dr. Carroll saw it too. When she was, I detached. And he said, at one point, he said,
Okay, I'm going to have to finish this tomorrow because I'm starting to doze off. I'm going to do a part 2. I'm not going to upload this until tomorrow, so they'll be uploaded right after each other.